So we're going to look at root and fifth approach to strumming the guitar. You're probably thinking, what is root and fifth? Well, root is the deepest note of the chord, which we've talked about a lot. So we play an A chord, the deepest note is the A, and it's always the name of the chord. Now, fifth is just the fifth note up the scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I say the scale, I mean a major scale. So you might be familiar with do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That is a major scale. So we want to go up 5 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that 1 and 5 create a root and fifth feel. So when I mean root and fifth feel, it sounds a bit like this. You might have heard that on a lot of songs and thought, oh, what's that? And what it is the bass note's going root to the fifth note of the major scale, root to the fifth note, and it gives you this bouncy kind of feel. Now we looked at last week folk picking. So this is giving us a different option of what to do with our chords, because I know it can, after a few years, if you've been learning guitar and you've just been strumming everything and you learn another song and another song, it all becomes kind of similar, and you want to know, what can I do to these chords to make it sound interesting? I see so many guys doing all these kind of things, and why can't I do that? So instead of just strumming, you could pick through the notes, which we've done in the past. And then last week we did the folk picking. So this week we're going to do root and fifth. So we need to know how to do that to each 5 of the shapes. We've got 5 shapes in music, 5 positions. So we've got a C shape, A shape, G, D and E, and you're probably thinking, well, what about F and B? Well, if you look at an F shape, that is an E shape, so the shape itself belongs to E, and the same with the B belongs to A. So there's only actually 5 shapes. So what I'm going to do is share screen now so you can have a look at this PDF in front of us. So what we have here is the green note on each shape is the root. So if you look at this first chord, this A, you can see that the root is there on the 5th string. And we all know that if we play an A, we start from the 5th string because that 5th string is our root. Now, if you look at the red here, it's given us 2 possible options. See, when you look at this, the full thing, it says the red one is the 5th note of the chord. So if you look at A again, you will see there's 2 possible options there. You've got the 6th string as a 0, and you've got the 2nd fret on the 4th string. See that? I'm pointing at it. Now you can just choose which one you want to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a little example. So play the A chord. The chord doesn't have to move. The chord stays the same. It's what happens with your picking hand that stays the same. So we're going to strum the root, the 5th string, strum the chord, and then we're going to try the 6th string and then strum the chord. So we're going to cycle that, 5th chord, 6th chord. When I say 6, I mean the 6th string, when in actual fact it is the root and the 5th note of the major scale, the root and the 5th note of the major scale. So dum. I'll show you what that looks like without the share screen, so here you can see. See, it's giving you that type of feel. Okay, so I'll go back to the share screen, and you can see we're going to have a go at the 2nd root, 5th here. So we're going to go from the 5th string to the 4th string for our root and 5th. So it'll sound like this. So 5th string, chord, and then the 4th string. show you what that looks like without the share screen. So. So I might alternate the two. I might do the deep fifth note and then the high fifth note. So root. So now when we're looking at that A shape and this pattern, what that means is any kind of A chord, that pattern will work with. So if we do an A minor, listen to this. Because the change of the chord isn't really the fifth note of the scale, it isn't being altered. Generally, there's only a couple of chords where the fifth note's altered, but you're getting into kind of jazzy songs. So generally, it's always the root and the fifth in the scale. So we've got A minor, we've got A major 7, A minor 7. You know, there's all these A7. There's different options, and all these will work. So I'll do an A major 7. C works. A7. A minor 7. So the feel works with any type of A shape. Okay, so we're just gonna motor on through to the next shape. We'll go through all 5 shapes, and then you imprint this on the song you're doing. So if you have a song that goes C, G, and D, you do the C shape of this, and then the G shape, and then the D shape of this, and you'll be able to play any song with this this feel. Okay, so we've got a D now. D shape. Okay, so you can see the D chord. We got our root, which is on the 4th string. Our 5th, which is on the 5th string. And then we have a 5th, which is on the 3rd string. So we could go root and then to the 3rd string. See, it sounds kind of thin, that. So generally on the D, you would go to the 5th note, which is lower on this 5th string. Sounds quite nice. Okay, let's go to the E. A lot more simpler. We've only got 1/5 to contend with here. So we do our root on the top string, and our 5th is on the 5th string. So that works with an E minor, an E7, E minor 7, E major 7, any type of E shape thing you can think of, that will work. Okay, so let's go on to G. This is our 4th shape on the list. So a standard G chord. I'll do that. So our root is on the top. So G and C, you actually got to physically play the root, as A, D, and E is an open note. So it's worth noting that. So the top string there, that's your G, that is your root. And then you can see your 5th is the open 4th string. So this is the one which doesn't really match the other chords. So you need to work on this bit. So the 6th string, strum, 4th string. G7, G major 7. Works with any kind of G shape you can think of. Okay, so that's probably the trickiest. Right, now we've got a C chord here, the last shape. So you can see, if you play the normal C, you can see here the green one, that's your root. And then you can see it's got the red one with the same finger. They're both the third finger. So on this one, your finger's jumping up from this root to this root. I'm going to stop the share screen so you can see this. So I'll play the C, we pick the root on the 5th string, strum the chord, and then this finger moves up. Oh, it's hard watching the video monitor at your fingers and playing at the same time. So 3rd finger up, top string, move it down. So any type of C shape, so C7. C major 7. Okay, so you can also, if you want, you can do this with a plectrum. So it's a bit more precision, but once you get used to the distances, get used to where your strumming hand goes, it's a bit more assertive. It sounds a bit sharper to do with your plectrum, which is good. It's a bit more clearer. Okay, so any comments or anything you don't understand about that, you can download the PDF and just give it a shot. I might just give you a little example of a song. So if I go E minor to D, say for instance, so E minor, I might go, and then to D, E minor, to D, and then I might go C7, G, C, C7, G. So that's, I just chose some random chords there just to show you how to start to string these chords together with the root and 5th, and I'm sure you'll agree it adds kind of a nice feel to the chords, something you may never have thought of doing before. So I hope that helps. Love to hear your comments. Speak to you soon. Bye.